Hello everyone, welcome back to Through the Bible with Liz and Friends. Natasha's with me again today to continue learning about Joseph. Last time we learned how, with God's help, Joseph interpreted two dreams.
Yeah, and then you left us on a cliffhanger by not telling us whether or not the cupbearer told Pharaoh about Joseph. Are we going to learn about that today?
Yes, we are.
So, did he remember to tell Pharaoh about Joseph?
Well, he did and he didn't.
What does that mean?
Well, the cupbearer got restored and he didn't tell Pharaoh about Joseph.
So he didn't.
Well, you see, 2 years later, Pharaoh had two dreams that bothered him a lot. It kept him up. He knew they were important. He didn't understand them. And he went to the people under him that should have been able to tell him what they meant, like his wise men.
Were they able to?
No, they were not able to. So then the cupbearer remembered Joseph.
Oh, did he tell Pharaoh Joseph?
He did. He said, "Remember when you threw the baker and me in prison?"
Yeah.
And well, while we were in there, we both had dreams that we wanted interpreted. And there was this guy named Joseph who interpreted them and they came true.
Wow, so did Joseph get to interpret Pharaoh's dreams?
Well, the Pharaoh's like, okay, worth a shot because nobody else could interpret. He's like, fine, call him, summon him in. So they took Joseph out of prison, cleaned him up because, prison's not that clean. At least it wasn't in Egypt.
Oh, okay. And then what?
Well, they called him in. And Pharaoh's like, so I can hear that you can interpret my dreams.
What, did Joseph interpret them?
Well, first off, he said, not I, but my God can.
Wow, even through it all, Joseph still gives credit to God.
Yep. He knew who gave him the opportunity to interpret it before.
So, what were the dreams?
Well, the first dream of Pharaoh's was he was near the Nile River, which is a big river there in Egypt, where the Pharaoh is. And there were 6 big, fat cows.
Okay.
And they were grazing and they were awesome and eating and whatever. And then suddenly out of the river came 7 lean, weak cows.
Okay, 7 good cows, 7 bad cows. What happened next?
Well, the 7 scrawny cows ate the 7 big cows.
That's weird.
Yeah. But you know what's weirder?
What?
They didn't get any bigger.
What?
Yep.
What's the second dream?
Well, in the second dream, Pharaoh saw these stalks of grain that were super healthy and 7 heads, and they were delicious looking, super good. And then suddenly out of the ground came 7 weak looking heads of grain, and they devoured up the 7 healthy looking heads of grain.
There seems to be some similarities here.
Yes. In fact, they had the same meaning. Joseph said to Pharaoh, these 2 dreams are one and the same. And the fact that God has given them twice means that there's no changing God's mind. We can't repent to God, pray to him, nothing's going to change.
So what do they mean?
Well, the 7 healthy cows and the 7 good-looking stalks of grain represented 7 years of good harvest, meaning they were going to bring in lots of crop and have lots of it and be very wealthy in crops.
Wow, that sounds like good dreams.
Well, then the 7 scrawny cows and the 7 bad-looking heads of grain represented 7 years of famine.
What's famine?
Famine is when nothing grows.
That's a problem. That means there's no food to eat.
Correct. And so Pharaoh asked Joseph, what should we do? And Joseph said, appoint somebody to gather 1/5 of all the crop and save it up in the city so that when the 7 years of famine come, they can then sell what was saved up back to the people so nobody would starve or die.
Wow, that sounds like a good plan. Did Pharaoh follow through with it?
He did. In fact, he said he wanted Joseph to do it. What? Yeah, he said, you were the only one that could interpret my dreams. He could see the wisdom in Joseph. He could see that God was with him. So he appointed him in charge of doing this. In fact, he was so powerful. He made Joseph so powerful that the only person more powerful than him in all of Egypt was Pharaoh.
Wow. So God followed through with his promises. Joseph became powerful. He became a ruler. But you said that, God would use all the bad things that happened to Joseph to get him here. I still don't understand that.
Well, you see, if Joseph hadn't been sold into slavery by his brothers, he would not have been in Egypt.
Oh, true.
And if Potiphar's wife hadn't lied and gotten him thrown into prison, then he wouldn't have been able to interpret the cupbearer's dream, who then could share with Pharaoh. Like, he could be in Egypt doesn't mean that Potiphar would have known that he could have interpreted dreams through God's help. So because of these bad things, Joseph was in the right place at the right time. And in all the positions that he had, he learned different leadership skills that helped him lead, with gathering the crop and the grain and knowing all the mathematical knowledge that would need and the leadership skills.
Wow. So Joseph remained faithful to God through it all, and God kept his promises.
Well, we're not quite done with his promises.
What do you mean?
You see, remember, one of his dreams, it involved Joseph's family bowing down to him.
Wait, are we going to talk about Joseph's family again?
Well, not today. You'll have to come back for another lesson next time. So that's it for our story for today. So until next time, remember to
go let your light shine.
Bye, friends.
Bye.